You are Locked On Phillies Postcast, part of Locked On Sports Philadelphia, on the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Welcome into the show, everybody. This is the Philadelphia Phillies Postcast on the Locked On Sports Philadelphia YouTube channel. My name is Mark Farzetta. It's just great to have you along for the ride. It has been so much fun to talk Phillies baseball this season in May, something that no Phillies fan has been used to for quite some time. But you know what's funny? We could get used to it. Ranger Suarez starts out his season the way he started out this season, which has been incredible. The Phillies bats alive and well with a 15-hit performance tonight there against the Marlins. And it just leaves you feeling good about this road trip. This is what you call a prove-it series against the Marlins. Go out there. You're supposed to be so much better than the 10-win Marlins. Go out there and prove it. Be that much better. And tonight, going into the 8th inning, you're up 8-0, and you're feeling like you can cruise right into it. And that one ball just bounced right out of the mitt of Christian Pache. Couldn't put the squeeze on it, and 2 runs ended up scoring for the Marlins there. But other than that, it was total domination. Absolute and utter total domination by your Philadelphia Phillies tonight. Welcome in once again. This is your Philadelphia Phillies Postcast. I'm Mark Farzetta. Make sure you guys hit like and subscribe here on the Locked On Sports Philadelphia YouTube channel, where we give you instant reaction after every game to your Philadelphia Phillies, among other sports. When the Sixers were going on, we had that going on and everything else. Let's start it off as we always do with 3 big things. Number 1, Ranger Suarez, hands down. Let's start with the most obvious thing. Gives you 7 scoreless innings of baseball tonight. Just 3 hits, strikes out 9, 6 of them looking, for crying out loud. Just had the ball on a string. And was it a wide strike zone tonight? Blazer had a bit of a wide strike zone, but then Ranger even started to dial that back a little bit. He wasn't using and abusing those pitches that were a couple inches off the plate. He started dusting the corners throughout the ball game methodically. And that's one of the great things that you could take for granted almost at this point when you talk about Ranger Suarez making a start. Methodical. When you talk about what he was able to do to Myers to get him looking for his first strikeout of the game on an inside sinker, dusting the inside portion of the plate. Then the very next batter, De La Cruz, steps up there, and you know what he does? He gets the double to left field. But guess what? Ranger Suarez doesn't panic. He just keeps on locked in. And then the next thing you know, he gets Bell to strike out on that same inside sinker that he got Myers out, and then he gets Berger to fly out to right field to end the inning. It was just locked in Ranger Suarez from the get-go. Second inning, he goes out there, doesn't find himself into much trouble. He cruises through that inning, just 2 minutes and 30 seconds. Shout out to Boop with that stat there on social media. The locals in Philadelphia know what I'm talking about. 2 minutes and 30 seconds, a 9-pitch inning for Ranger Suarez, which ends with striking out Rivera on 3 pitches. Absolutely fantastic. You see him go and get into some trouble there in the 3rd inning after that infield single to Edmundo Sosa at shortstop, but then he's able to get Johan to ground into the 6-4-3 double play, so he gets out of it, and he was down in that at bat 3-0, and he ends or 3-0, and he ends up coming back. He gets Myers to strike out again, this time looking, totally caught him off guard in that 3rd inning. Myers caught him looking for the 2nd time in as many at bats, and this time just snuck a fastball right by him down the middle of the plate, and Myers didn't know what hit him. Myers was expecting a changeup. Myers might have been expecting that looping curveball, that 12-6 looping curveball from Ranger Suarez, but Suarez just went right after him with a 93-mile-per-hour fastball right down the middle of the plate, and Myers was left. The word that comes to mind, dumbfounded. Myers looked dumbfounded and no idea what to do with it. It went on there, and then the 4th inning, same type of thing. He gets Cruz to strike out, looking on a fastball in the corner. He didn't like it. He argued it. That one, probably he was right on, De La Cruz in that instance, but still another strikeout looking. He walks Bell, gets Berger to fly out to left field, and then Chisholm steps up there, and he strikes out looking at a sinker away. That one, every bit of a strike. And that was pretty much what Ranger was doing tonight. A couple instances, he was able to pitch himself out of jams, most notably there in the 6th inning. But Myers just swung under one. That was to deep center field. That was warning track power, but obviously not enough to leave the ballpark. By the time it was all said and done, Ranger Suarez racks up his 7th win of the season, his major league leading 7th win of the season. He strikes out 9, issues 2 walks, gives up 3 hits, and needs just 97 pitches to get through those 7 innings of work. He also lowers his ERA from 172 on the season to 150, which at this moment is the second best ERA in baseball. And historically speaking for Ranger Suarez, what this start means to him, winning 7 out of his first 8 starts of the season. No Phillies pitcher has done that in my lifetime, folks. He's the first pitcher in a Phillies uniform to do that in my lifetime. That goes back to 1982. This one the year before, Steve Carlton. You ever hear of that guy? Steve Carlton is the last Phillies pitcher who in 1981 won 7 of his first 8 starts. He should have won that first one. And then he ended up leaving the game in the 8th inning. Some other guy came in and allowed a bunch of runs. I went back and looked it up. It was pretty bad. But anyway, that was the last Phillies pitcher since 1981 to win 7 of his first 8 starts. And this just so happens to lead Major League Baseball. Good for you, Ranger Suarez. And I was a little worried. I was a little concerned because I think it took all the way to the 7th inning, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. Burger. It's not a Ranger Suarez start, and let's see Ranger Suarez field a comebacker as if he's just waking up for a nap. Oh, glove it. Stretch. Throw out to first base like it's no problem. Absolutely love to see that from Ranger Suarez tonight. Number 2. Nick Castellanos hitting over 200. I could certainly go to Nick Castellanos. He's been hitting pretty well lately. Johan Rojas had a 3-hit game. That was a little surprising, including a home run, his second home run. Ooh, man, so many different guys. When you have a 15-hit night, here's what I'm going to do for number 2, because it's difficult to choose from all these guys that had some pretty good nights from the plate, especially after Ranger Suarez just clear dominance. But here's what I'm going to say. You're going to here's my theory. Here's my little theory for you, okay? If you're going to go through your order, and you're going to get beepo pop. If you're going to get 6 hits, 7 hits, excuse me, from your 1, 2, and 3 hitters, like they got 2 hits tonight from Kyle Schwarber, like they got 3 hits tonight from JT Realmuto, like they got 2 hits tonight from Bryce Harper. You just get those guys to give you 7 hits. You're going to have a nice night. Then if you're if you're 7, 8, and 9 hole hitters end up getting you in total 6 hits, you're going to have a pretty good night. You're talking about 13 hits right out of the gate there. But you're talking about your 1, 2, 3 hitters in the lineup and your 7, 8, 9 hitters in the lineup. Those guys are producing. Oh, it's going to be a good night. And I think it was even Ben Davis that pointed it out during the broadcast. The Phillies had 8 runs tonight. They had 15 hits. But if we look at one of the first things we look at when we talk about why a Phillies team lost a game, what do we look at? Runners in scoring position. You had so many runners in scoring position. If I would have told you in this ball game, without telling you the final score, without even telling you what Ranger Suarez did, I tell you they went 3 for 18 with runners in scoring position. What? 3 for 18? I don't think you're chalking up a W, folks. I think you're going, oh, man, that's terrible. But Ranger Suarez, 7 scoreless. They got the long ball, 2 long balls in this game, 1 for Johan Rojas, 1 from Nick Castellanos. And those 3 hits with runners in scoring position ended up being some big hits with runners in scoring position. Not to mention another instance where you had, JT Realmuto score from first on a double by Bryce Harper. Oh, yeah. Not too shabby. Not too shabby at all. So I'm going to tip my cap generally to the top 3 hitters in this lineup and then the bottom 3 hitters in this lineup. And yes, Nick Castellanos was 1 for 5 tonight, and he was able to get his 3rd home run of the season. So you like to see that for Nick Castellanos. But one more person I will focus on a lot more here is Johan Rojas. If I have to single out one of these guys, it's Johan Rojas. You're looking at this guy now. The batting average doesn't jump out to you as anything special. But you're talking about a guy that over the last month of the season has really started to come into his own. We know what kind of position he can play in center field. We know how good he is defensively. That's always been the thing with Johan Rojas, how good he can be. But when it comes to what he can do with the plate, to see him get a 3-hit night, to see him drive in 2 runs, by the way, 1 on his home run, 1 on another RBI single to center field. That by the way, a ball he just slapped out there into center field. That was a thing of beauty. To see him make that kind of contact, to see him for the 2nd home run of the season on a very similar pitch that he had for his 1st home run of the season, a slider down and in that he was just able to throw the bat head of the barrel of the bat out there and just turn on that pitch to be able to just get it over the wall in left field. The guy is doing the thing we all hoped he would do, which is put it together. And you love to see that from this young star. And I say star because he is a star center fielder. The star hitter is yet to come, but I think that is there in Johan Rojas, and seeing a performance like he had tonight is a great sign and a wonderful sign to see what he could keep doing. And like I said, over the last month, he has started to put it together. And when you talk about this lineup before the season, we said anything you get from Ranger Suarez, anything you get from Johan Rojas is gravy. It's an extra added bonus. It's house money. Well, he's giving you a nice dose of house money in the last couple of months, last couple of weeks of the season. And you love to see that for Ranger Suarez. Geez, I did it again. Johan Rojas, excuse me. The other thing I want to focus on with this is, as I mentioned, it's a 10-win Marlins team. So no one's doing cartwheels. No one's overly excited about beating the Marlins, all right? However, when you have series like this, there is one thing that you just can't do. If you're a team playing as good as the Philadelphia Phillies are right now, there's one thing you simply can't do. And it's been a curse in the Phillies, a curse to the Phillies in the past, and it's something that they can't let rear its ugly head again this season. You can't play down to your opponents, regardless if it's an NL East opponent and, oh, man, these guys know each other really well. This is going to be a tough one. No, they went out there and they just put up runs. And they had themselves some crooked numbers in the second inning by scoring 2 runs. They had some crooked numbers there in the fourth inning by putting up 3 runs. And then they were able to add on after that with a run in the 5th, 7th, and 8th innings to be able to make sure they could go up there and get 8 runs in this ballgame and continue to add on. And if they weren't adding on, they were at least putting ducks on the pond to keep the pressure on the Marlins. So they didn't play down to them tonight. Hopefully they don't play down to them again tomorrow, but we'll get to that in a second. So love what I saw from the Phillies side. This is exactly how you want to start out this road trip, and they just kept on adding. A couple other guys I want to make sure we get honorable mentions to, and one is a guy that you just know he's really going to start to boil over, and we'll get to that when we come back. Right now, you are Locked On Phillies postcast on the Locked On Sports Philadelphia YouTube channel. We'll be back in a moment. Let me tell you about something that's near and dear to my heart, Stitch Fix. This is a product that I use. I've been using it for years, and it's awesome. Easily, you can upgrade your wardrobe with the amazing people at Stitch Fix. This year, with a professional stylist, Stitch Fix is standing by to give you a hand. Your new favorite trends that are out there right now, what will work for you, what won't. Your personal stylist will help you out with all of it with Stitch Fix. Check it out at the bottom of the screen right there. You see it. I just like to give my stylist, you give him the size, you give him your style, budget preferences. You could do that as well, so you don't overspend. And I order boxes, and what I want, I keep, and what I don't want, I just send back. No subscription required. And you can send 5 or more pieces back. You just try them on. If you like them, you like them. If you don't, you send them back. It's very, very simple. You keep what works and you send back the rest. My stylist always sends me just the right pieces. And also introduced me to some maybe new brands that I didn't really know of. I still have a pair of jeans that I would have never bought had it not been for my stylist. Now I know. Now it's all I buy. That's how good these people are. It's like you have an ESP with your stylist. It's fantastic. So style that makes you feel as good as you look with Stitch Fix. Get started today at stitchfix.com/MLB. That's stitchfix.com/MLB and get $20 off your first fix with Stitch Fix. That's stitchfix.com/MLB for $20 off. Stitchfix.com/MLB. Must redeem within 7 days of sign up. Oh, we've told you guys about Policy Genius a couple times in the past. We all know how important life insurance is. We know how important of a safety net it could be for your family, but trying to find the right policy on your own can be time-consuming. It could be overwhelming, and let's face it, a little bit confusing for some of us. And that's why we're so lucky to have the amazing people at Policy Genius. It's the country's leading online insurance marketplace. It saves you time, it saves you money, it saves you frustration, and it gives you a better ability to provide your family with a financial safety net starting today. With Policy Genius, you can find life insurance policies that start just as low as $292 per month. That's $292 per month for $1 million worth of coverage. Some options offer same-day approval and avoid unnecessary medical exams. Once again, insurance policies that start at just $292 per year for $1 million of coverage. Some options, like I said, offer same-day approval and avoid unnecessary medical exams. Check life insurance. Make sure you check life insurance off your to-do list in no time with Policy Genius. Head to policygenius.com/lockedonmlb. That's policygenius.com/lockedonmlb, or click the link in the description to get your free life insurance quotes and see how you could save using Policy Genius. That's policygenius.com/lockedonmlb. All right, before I go any further, let's get you guys involved here. What do you have to say about this incredible game? Oh, my goodness gracious. Rojas doing good on offense. Star Wars 99. You love to see it. Absolutely. Go Sixers. What's going on, brother? Ranger was great tonight. Pretty normal thing for him at this point. There was a point made during the broadcast tonight, and it's spot on. I love this about pitchers that are just completely dialed in. Tom McCarthy referenced it as well. Pitcher face. T-Mac referenced Mr. McCarthy, his dad, saying my dad would call that pitcher face. Well, just anything. Bases loaded, nobody out. 2 outs, nobody on, 0-2 count. For the people just listening on the podcast, I just did an incredible stone face representing pitcher face. Anyway, that's what Ranger Suarez has going throughout the ball game tonight. And it's the most obvious when he gets a comebacker to the mound, which I said Berger hit to him in the 7th inning tonight. And he just yawned, had a spot of tea, and just threw the ball over. And I love how he always throws probably 90 miles per hour at Bryce Harper at first base. He just zips that thing over there, man. And he just looks calm, cool, collected the entire time. And then even if he gets into a count, as I referenced earlier, where he's down 3-0 and he battles back into the count and makes it a 3-2, full count type of thing. Like when he got Brujan, he was down in that count 3-0 and he came back to make sure that he could at least get that double play ball. That was beautiful in the 3rd inning. That's focus. That's not getting rattled. That's staying within yourself. That's not trying to do too much. And there were a couple instances tonight, not many, but a couple where, all right, maybe this is a threat. And Ranger just pitched himself out of it. Like I said, he walked a couple of batters tonight. He gave up 3 hits, but you could say easily that he scattered them throughout the ballgame. So never really a huge threat for Ranger Suarez tonight. And that's something that has just been his MO throughout the entire season. And to watch this guy do something over his first 8 starts of the year and talk about a guy who has the lead now in wins in Major League Baseball, who now has the 2nd best ERA with a microscopic 1.50 ERA. Just drink it in. This is going down pretty smooth. Ari, our resident Cardinals fan, you guys are winning so many games. I'm so happy for you. Your hitters are hitting. Your hitters hit. I'm so happy for you. Well, thank you, Ari. It's nice to know other people are happy for us. Sorry about your Cardinals. Ari also shouting out the Eagles chant. Nice Eagles chant going on out there in Miami tonight. I heard that. I'm not a big guy when it comes to, I'm not big on the Eagles chants at Phillies games. But if it's a road game, I'll tell you this, 100% of the time, I love it. It's like taking a roll call. It's like taking attendance. Like, hey, all right, who's from Philly? E-A-G. Oh, look, all these people here are from Philly. Great. It's like a nice little roll call thing. And it feels good to be at home watching the game and hearing that, be like, oh, Philly's in the house. I love that. When it's at CBP, I'm not a big fan. Do not like it. So only on the road is when I like it. Wait, what? Go Sixers. I'm not ready to go for Tinker Topper to Pizza Hut Nick. Oh, I see what you're saying. You're not ready to switch over to. Well, good thing is football's not for a little bit now, so we could hang on a second. You know what I'm saying? As far as a guy that I am just really looking forward to continue to take some swings, I can't help it. Now I had 2 hits tonight, which is great, and it's really insane. I was doing the math the other day. I think, God, Kyle Schwarber only had 39. Kyle Schwarber last season had 48 singles. Tonight, I believe he got his 23rd and 24th, if I'm not mistaken. When did Kyle Schwarber turn into a slap hitter? What's going on here? No. Just to see him hit over 200, I know that's a low bar, but you're getting the 320 on base percentage, which is down from what it was last year. But he's getting more hits. The batting average, therefore, is going up. I am not opposed to seeing that as someone who still gives a darn about the batting average. But when it comes to the on-base percentage, if he's going to be a leadoff hitter, that has got to go way up. That's got to go way up to the numbers that we've seen him at, for instance, last year, where you saw him. He was about 243 last year. He was at 223, 323 the year before. 343 last year is ideal if he is going to be in a leadoff spot. But again, it was a sub 200 batting average. Now he's at 217. The reason I bring this up isn't just because of the leadoff spot for Kyle Schwarber. The reason I bring it up is because one of the theories was when the shift was kind of nullified, we thought that we might be getting a version of Kyle Schwarber that could hit 230, 240, maybe, push for 250. We thought we could be getting a guy like that without the shift. It turns out the shift hasn't had that much of an impact, at least not last year. This year, he seems to be finding that gap or that hole between first and second base with a little bit more regularity, or being able to drop it in over the second baseman's head and into shallow right field for a base hit. And then other times he just smacks the heck out of the baseball and it finds its way through the second baseman. You saw a couple instances of that tonight. Seeing Kyle Schwarber be able to do that is a little bit of a sight for sore eyes, just to see him make that consistent good contact. For instance, you know he can drive in runs. If you're having a great on-base percentage, and you could even say, not great, but a good one, like a 343 like he had last year, and there's a runner on second base, in this instance, let's say a Johan Rojas, let's say like a night like tonight is Christian Pache, you got that runner on second base, you want to bring that runner in, and a walk ain't going to do that. So to see him be able to make contact and drive the baseball a little bit more this year is a good sign. And I still, like everybody else, can't wait for the month of June to start when he is contractually obligated to hit 11 home runs in the month of June. And then we all go, he's on pace to hit 50. We're going to be pretty good with this offense. So love what I'm seeing so far from Kyle Schwarber. Love seeing the 2-hit night from him tonight. We've talked and tracked Nick Castellanos. We talked about him a lot. One of the things I loved about this game in particular is seeing that Nick Castellanos got the Phillies started with going to opposite field. Christian Pache did it for 2 of his hits tonight. Nick Castellanos did it for his home run, because what you saw with that home run was that pitch that was high and away, and similar that he did to the double he had in the last game at CBP in game 2 of that series, was he went with the pitch against the Blue Jays, went with the pitch to opposite field. This time around, this home run, he went with the pitch to opposite field. And he did it so perfectly that he put it 400 feet into the right center field bleachers. So much of Nick Castellanos' approach at the plate has to be, I'm going to go with this pitch. And it seems like, not that the scouting report is anything new on Nick Castellanos, but he definitely goes through his slumps like any hitter. But his are drastic, low and away pitches, whether they're sliders, curveballs, sinkers, changeups, whatever, that he just swings over top of time and time again. And then I think once pitchers start doing that with a absurd amount of regularity and he starts to lay off them, he then forces them to pitch to him. And when they try to get away with that pitch that's a little outside, what Nick Castellanos has been able to do in the last couple of weeks is adjust to that pitch, throw the barrel of the bat out there, and make contact. Now, in this particular instance there, that home run that he hit was high and away, and he just tomahawked it and knew it from contact. If he's going to start hitting that stride, as if I think he already has, then good things will continue to come for this Phillies lineup. Again, I highlighted in the 3 big things, your top 3 hitters and your bottom 3 hitters. Well, in the middle still, Bohm got you a double tonight. Castellanos got you the home run. Whit Merrifield, you bum. 0 for 3, but 2 runs scored. He worked 2 walks. Also, he was robbed, I tell you. No, he wasn't robbed. It was originally ruled a hit. and then they changed it. It was off Berger's mitt to Anderson at short, and Merrifield beat it at first base. And they originally ruled it a hit, and then they were like, nah, that's probably wrong. And then they changed it to an error. So that's that. Then Sosa got you a hit tonight. He also got you a couple of walks. Pache got you 2 hits, which was great. And then Rojas got you 3 hits, including the home run and 2 RBIs. Not a bad day for that Phillies lineup. All right, we'll break it down and look ahead coming up when we return here on Locked On Sports Philadelphia YouTube channel. In the meantime, make sure you hit like and subscribe to all things Locked On Sports Philadelphia YouTube channel. Back in a second. Hey there. Have you done it yet? Have you done the thing yet? Have you done the thing where you take care of mom for Mother's Day? It's Sunday, for crying out loud. Man, thank goodness we got DoorDash. Huh? We all use DoorDash. Come on now. DoorDash is fantastic. DoorDash is especially fantastic for Mother's Day. Take care of mom for Mother's Day, ladies and gentlemen. And you can do that with DoorDash. You use DoorDash for your groceries, your convenience, everything. Well, use DoorDash now to help out mom for Mother's Day. Get Mother's Day gifts as unique as mom is with DoorDash. Use code LOCKEDONMLB to get 50% off your next order. That's LOCKEDONMLB to get 50% off your next order. Up to $15 when you spend $15 or more on your next flower arrangement for mom. Huh? Convenience for yourself, grocery list, retail order right now on DoorDash. So make sure you take advantage. That's promo code LOCKEDONMLB when using DoorDash today. Terms apply. You could pair the flowers with a gift card so you can celebrate mom in any way she wants. If she's a bookworm, maybe a gift card to a bookstore. Huh? How about that? If she loves her coffee, a gift card to a coffee shop. Whatever the case may be. And yes, of course, pair it with flowers because you know what? We love mom. Get thoughtful gifts from brands that she recognizes and brands she loves with the convenience that you need in your very busy life. Choose same-day delivery or schedule a couple of days ahead of time, maybe right now, for instance, to make sure those flowers and gifts arrive to her doorstep with DoorDash. Once again, use promo code LOCKEDONMLB. Get 50% off your next order. That's LOCKEDONMLB to get 50% off your next order, up to $15 when you spend $15 or more on your next flower arrangement. Convenience, grocery, or retail order now on DoorDash. That's promo code LOCKEDONMLB to get 50% off your next order using DoorDash today. Terms apply. So after the Phillies open up this series with a pretty convincing 8-2 victory over the Miami Marlins, they're right back at it tomorrow afternoon, now at 27-12 on the season. It'll be a 4:10 start time, a little earlier for the Phils tomorrow. Taijuan Walker will get the start for the Phils. Walker has had a good first 2 starts. The numbers are not kind, 6.39 ERA, but to go beyond the box score, Topper should tinker a little more with Taijuan. If Topper tinkered with Taijuan a little bit more, we'd all be happier people. And who else would be happier if Topper tinkered with Taijuan a little more? Taijuan would be happy with Topper if he tinkered a little bit more with Taijuan. That's what I think. So you look at it like this. He's 2-0 on the season with the 6.39 ERA. They've won both starts that he's had. Both starts that he's had, he's gone into the 7th inning and whammy, giving up a big hit. Usually what happens is Rob Thompson goes out there and takes the guy out. He's like, I want to make sure, this guy's healthy, who's just off the IL. He's pitched 2 starts for it. I want to make sure he's healthy and ready to go. Does he do that with Taijuan Walker? No, for some dumb reason he doesn't. And he just lets him go. And then all of a sudden he feels terrible about himself because he just gave up a big hit. And now instead of walking off the mound going, I just pitched 6 innings of 2-run or 6 innings of 3-run baseball. Instead, he's got to be like, I just gave up a whammy. What would you prefer if you were a pitcher? I think I'd like to, they'll call it a night after 6 innings. All right, bullpen, go to work. You know what I mean? Maybe this start tomorrow. Maybe that's where Rob Thompson actually goes out there and does that. In his first 2 starts, he has been charged for a total of 9 runs in 2 starts. All of them earned. He's given up 3 home runs, and also given up 12 hits in the process. He also struck out 7 over his 6 1/3 innings of work in his last start, which was still a win against the San Francisco Giants in South Philadelphia. It was that 5-4 game. So this would be a good opportunity for Rob Thompson to make sure if he is pitching well, maybe get him out of the game feeling pretty good. Let him lower that ERA a little bit against this lineup. Have himself a good time after that. I think the Marlins still have yet to announce their starter for this game, so we shall see how that breaks down. But once again, it's a 4:10 start time. The Marlins dropped to 10-30 on the season. So we'll see where they go with their starting rotation, tomorrow. And then they wrap up this 3-game series, 1:40 Sunday afternoon. So today was the only night game. Tomorrow, mid-afternoon, 4:10. And then Sunday, they wrap things up at 1:40. Garrett will get the start for them against Zach Wheeler. Phillies looking to, yet again, clinch a series and avoid losing a series for the first time in over a month since they lost their second series of the season to Cincinnati Reds. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Make sure you guys subscribe to Locked On Sports Philadelphia YouTube channel. Make sure you guys subscribe to all things Locked On Sports. Also, Connor Thomas breaking it down for you on your Locked On Phillies podcast earlier in the day, 5 days a week. I was on with Connor earlier in the week, so make sure you guys check out that episode as well. But until then, make sure you click like, subscribe to Locked On Sports Philadelphia YouTube channel. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching, everybody. My name is Mark Farzetta. Be back with you guys tomorrow after their 4:10 start time, where they look to clinch this series against the Miami Marlins. Have a great rest of your night, everybody. See you tomorrow. Bye.